my late husband would have been embarrassed to know I miss. I was about 4 or 5 years old. My parents had just separated. My mom was living into a two-bed bedroom. I had my own room, but I liked sleeping in her bed whenever I was staying with her. Our two bedrooms were at the end of the hallway, directly across from each other. Our apartment was on the first floor, and I remember that it was in the middle of the summer, and my mom had a window open, her room, that was directly behind the bed, above the headboard. Anyways, I woke up in the middle of the night and remember sitting up and seeing that our cat was sitting in the door frame from my mom's room. Her door was open and you could partially see into my room. It was strange because our cat was a huge snuggler and was typically always in bed with us. As I was watching him, he walked into my bedroom and meowed. I turned to my face my mom and wake her up. In the 3 or 4 seconds it took her to wake up, and asked me what was wrong. We both looked up in the door frame, and there was a man standing by my open door, making his way out of the bedroom. I still don't know how she managed to do it so quickly, but my mother proceeded to pick me up and literally throw me out of the screen window again. We were on the first floor, and it was maybe a 3-foot drop to the ground. She quickly followed, and we were able to start screaming for help and call someone for 911. The police came but didn't see any signs of forced entry, only that our front door was unlocked, which led them to believe that a man must have exited that way. But the strange thing was that my mom swore up and down that she locked the door that night with the deadbolt and chain lock. About a week later, she was cleaning the kitchen and opened up the water heater closet and found a notebook with names and drawings, as well as a pair of gloves and some gum wrappers. The man has been sleeping from our house and hid until we were asleep. I experienced this when I was 12. I moved to my dad's when I was 10 and didn't know anyone in the area except for the family my dad had friends with. Single mom with 3 kids. Luckily there was a girl a couple years older than me, 12, at the time I met her. We got to know each other a little over a couple years. We weren't close but ended up having the same friends. One night, my friend Rob was hanging out with her and her younger brother. They happened to be in the house alone because my friend's mom was at work, which is where this gets terrifying and sad. Her mother was helping this one lady through her work and got to know her fairly well. She found out that her sister was in a mental institution and was dead out recently. The night Rob was hanging out with my friend, they got a knock on the door. My mom thought it was just their mom. My friend thought it was their mom. She knocks a certain way coming in and answered it without thinking. Rob wasn't supposed to be there, and he took off through the window to the house down the road. He never thought twice about it. Was it her mom? It was the sister of the lady her mom was helping, and she figured out through talking to her sister where her family lived and her mom's working schedule. She came in, and this is where I don't know details, and I'm glad I don't. My friend's younger brother got away to the neighbors to call the police. The lady brutally killed my friend a week from Christmas. She left her body naked in the bathtub, hid her head. They had to take a long time. for the presents. And I don't know where they found it, but they did. I wasn't gonna go to her funeral. Happened to my wife's grandmother about 15 years ago while we were still dating. Her husband had just passed away about a year previously, and she been doing down to library and volunteering, exercise and socialization. This was in the winter, so her walk back was while it was getting dark. The library closed at 5, and then there was some extra stuff to do. Before we actually left on this particular night, she turned down a ride home from another volunteer because god damn it, she needed to stay in shape. The house is about a mile away to some lightly wooded area in South Texas. As she's about halfway home, she notices someone behind her. He's walking the same direction and gaining on her, which is in itself isn't all particular. She's old and thus not particularly fast, but in case he seems sinister. They keep walking. Pretty soon he's right behind her. Then he falls into pace, just staying behind her. Now she knows that something's up, but she's almost home. She can see the top of the driveway coming up, and then she leaves her lights on, so it'll look like someone's home when she was walking in. She just needs to take another 150 yards, then 100 all the time. Then she said he was too close, that she could feel his breeze on her neck. Maybe 50 yards, it happened. Strong hat on her shoulder. Okay, bitch, don't turn around and hand over your purse or I'll fucking cut ya. She stops for a second, then takes one big step forward, turns and shoots the guy in the neck with a .38. She kept in her purse. Hey, it's Texas. The guy spent 5 years in prison, hospital, before he died of complications. My wife's grandma passed